Welcome back to Computer Graphics Laboratory with the mini project subject, that is subject code 17 CSL 68. Today we are going to discuss program number 4 as per syllabus. That program number 4 is draw a color cube and allow the user to move the camera suitably to experiment with perspective viewing. Means here same color cube, whatever color cube you have drawn in experiment number 3, that is a spinning cube. Same color cube here also you are drawing. Means drawing color cube again remains same. Code for drawing color cube remains same. Additional concept here is we are setting a camera, then camera we are moving suitably as per the user. Then here one more viewing is different. Here we are first time we are using perspective viewing. Till this experiment whatever we have discussed, the viewing was parallel projection, parallel, right? That is orthographic projection. Orthographic projection we have means we have not set camera, means camera by default to origin, then we are seeing from origin, there is no movement of camera, always parallelly we are seeing the objects. But in this case, in this experiment we are implementing a perspective view. While explaining theory, I explained what we mean by perspective view, what is parallel projection, what is perspective projection, then types of parallel projection, that is orthographic projection, oblique projection, all those things, right? Then regarding orthographic projection, then we have two type of clipping, that is one is GLU ortho 2D, then GL ortho, right? That is GLU ortho 2D is in 2 dimensional, then GL ortho is in 3 dimensional. But in both the case we are viewing parallel, right? In this case we are viewing, in this case he is expecting you to view perspective, right? Then when you are viewing perspective, then as and when your camera position changes, then object scene also will change normally, scene also will change normally, right? As I told, means now as again I have told in lab as well as in theory explanation also, our eye, always our eye looks scene or objects into perspective manner, right? That's why that concept we have to implement here. Again our real cameras, whatever camera we are using, those cameras also will use the perspective concept, right? Regarding perspective concept, I have given one example. Normally that example was when you stand on a railway track which is straight, railway track is which is straight at one end, then you observe that train tracks for a longer distance, actually train tracks are parallel, but as and when you start observing for a longer distance, you will perceive that the parallel lines, those parallel angles of a train track are joining at some point, but really they are not joining, but our eye looks like that. That is what a perspective projection means. Our naked eye normally sees every scene in a real world will be seen as a perspective viewing. Means even though those track is parallel, but as and when you start looking for a longer distance, the two plates of those tracks you'll feel that they are merging at some point, they are joining at some point, right? That is what perspective viewing, that is the concept behind perspective viewing, right? He is expecting that concept we have to implement here. Means nothing but in perspective viewing, again one more best example I will give. When you are taking any image in your camera, if image is away from your camera, then image is smaller in size. When image is very close to your camera, image is very bigger in size. That is what perspective viewing, right? But in parallel projection it was not the case, because everything was a parallel, right? We are seeing parallel, then object, again we have not set the far end and near end of the projection, again we have seen all in a 2 dimensions, that's why it was not the problem in that. But in perspective case, when object goes away from your camera, then object will be smaller in size. When object comes near to your camera, object looks bigger size in real life cameras. Same concept we have to implement when our camera is doing, then our OpenGL also has to do that operation, right? Because as since beginning we are telling that through OpenGL you can implement whatever pictures you are capturing from your camera, same can be implemented as it is, right? That's why we have to discuss that only. Then Here now comes the concept view first term in perspective view value. Then again you have observed that whenever you are taking a picture in a camera, only camera captures the images which comes in the lens area, which image comes in the lens area. If that image is outside the lens area, then that object will not be covered. That object will not be covered. The same thing was there in 2 dimension also. Same thing was there in 2 dimension. Means if it is out of right edge of your lens, that part will be skipped. It is out of left edge of your camera lens, that part will be clipped. It is out of top edge of your lens, then that will be clipped. Then it is out of bottom edge of lens, that also will be clipped. Again I given an example. When you are taking group picture, at that time if somebody is not captured, only half in his lens, only half portion of that person is captured, only half of that portion will be captured in your film. That is what clipping or view first term in 2 dimensional. That is in parallel projection. Same thing here also, but say here in 3 dimensional perspective projection, the viewing volume is not rectangle. Viewing volume is not rectangle, but it was the case in 2 dimensional. Always the clipping window was rectangle. Again that in 2 dimensional. This is not the rectangle, because as I told, when you see the train track for a longer distance, then those plates are joining. You will feel like that. That is what the viewing volume. That is what viewing volume, right? Again our camera does same thing. With image we are showing, means here you see that there is camera. In this point we have kept the camera. That is again that is called center of projection or eye. Center of projection or eye or camera. You can name it any name. Sometimes we may call it as eye, sometimes we may call it as a center of projection, sometimes we may call it as a camera position, right? Then we are seeing that object from this, means my camera lens is toward this, then I am observing some image in this direction. I am observing some image in this. Since this is a perspective projection, as I told, the projectors will join at some point. Means nothing but that train plates are merging at that point. Whatever that merging point is called, those is center of projection. That is center of projection. Similarly, when you draw a projector, these are dotted lines are projectors. If you draw projectors from any object, they will merge at that time. That is what a perspective projection, right? This is here we are standing. Means our camera is here. Then I am looking in this direction, right? Whatever is there in front of this, my camera will capture. My camera will capture, right? Normally this will happen. Whatever comes in front of your lens, our camera will capture, right? Again, if in front of in lens means, that's why means width. Every lens has width, means it has some width. Only in that width, only that much objects will be captured. Above that range in width wise, if it exceeds above that range, then that will not be captured in right side and left side both, right? Again it has some limitation in height. With some limitation in height, it will not capture everything in the real world. When you are taking any image, if you take any camera, when you are capturing through camera, whatever is there in front of you, everything is not captured. Whatever comes in front of the lens, that will be captured. This is what here. This is the first term. Then this is width and height. In the same case, width and height. Again at the same time, here again our camera captures whatever comes in front of there. It will not cover the infinite distance. Again it has some limit. There is a far end, that is called a far end. Means it has some limit. Only that limit our camera captures, that is called a far end, right? Then means up to that our camera is capturing, right? That's why we must restrict our imagination, because everything in OpenGL is imagination, right? That we have to restrict in a far end, right? Again our camera will not capture if that object is very close to lens, right? That is also a problem, right? Our eye also, if you hold any object very close to your eye, that is not observed by your eye. That is what again there is a limitation for near also. Means up to some distance, if you hold any object, then our eye captures. That's why again we have to set that one. That is what near. That is what near, right? Means we will start capturing objects from this to this, then in height wise from this line to this line, then width wise this line to this line. This is what view first term. This is what view first term, right? Here view first term means whatever objects are there in this first term are captured. Whatever objects are there outside whatever objects are there out of this frustum will not be captured. This is what clipping in perspective view, right? Then our camera is here, right? I am looking in this direction, I am looking somewhere here. Actually means again whenever you are taking a picture, when you are taking group of people picture, at that time you will concentrate your camera on only one guy at the center, then automatically from that center it captures right some position with a capacity of lens, it captures left some position with the capacity of lens, it captures top portion, some portion of with the capacity, whatever capacity of lens is there, then bottom. Means we have to target at center, that is what we are looking at here. Means my camera is here, I will target point is this, from this point left side, right side, left side, top, bottom, then far, then near. Whatever there in this volume, if that object is there in this volume, that object will be captured. If that object is out of this volume, then that object will not be captured, because same thing camera does. Because in real life cameras, same thing will do. That's why these are the factors we must know. Then if to set this concept in our OpenGL, then we must know aspect ratio, that is width by height. Aspect is not width by height. You must know width, you must know height. Means you have to decide how much portion you want to cover in the height, how much portion you want to cover in the width, right? That how to cover, how to set a height. Height will be set by this is FOI, means from horizontal this line to this line angle, whatever angle you will set from horizontal bottom line to this top line, whatever angle you will set, that will become a height, right? Then width, if you know the width, if you know the aspect, if you know height, if you know the aspect ratio, then you can calculate the width, right? Width can be calculated, right? Then Z near, Z far can be set, what in Z direction. Again, as I told, we are looking in negative Z direction. By default, always in OpenGL, we will look in negative Z direction. Means from within the screen, Z is negative. Outside the screen, whatever Z is coming towards you, that Z is positive. Then this is the camera. Again, we have to set the camera eye position or camera position. This is Y up vector. This is Y up. This is look at. These are the functions we have to use. Then we have to set this first term. In our OpenGL, in our program, we have to set, means we have to set the camera. Because whenever we are taking an image in real life, that first what we will do, we will set the camera. So that my interested picture is covered. Right? Normally, when you are taking a picture in real life, what we will do, first I will set the camera in such a way that whatever I am interested in image, that entire image has to be covered. First we have to do that one, right? This is what called view first term, right? This view first term means in this. Again, you can change width, you can change the height, you can change the near, you can change far. But whatever you have set within, if that object is within that first term, then that object will be displayed. If that object is outside, means away from far value, that will not be covered. It is less than near, that will also not be covered. It is width, this side it is somewhere here, that is not covered. If object is somewhere here, it is not covered. Again, same thing, object is somewhere here, it is not covered. Object is out of, means if object is out of range, that is not covered. This is camera space. This entire thing is a camera space. Space. But what we are covering, whatever is there in this is called view first term. Entire whatever in front of my lens comes, that is the camera space. But we are not covering whatever is there in front of our camera. We are setting some limitation, that is view first term. Right? This is what we have to do in this program. Right? Then to do those, means whatever concept theory I set, camera position, then view first term. To set this one, we have that is called a perspective. OpenGL supports APIs for doing those one. There are two type of APIs functions for choosing the perspective projection and setting its clipping value. Right? Perspective projection means nothing but clipping. That what we have done, nothing but we are clipping here. Means which is outside our range, we will clip out. Same thing we have done in 2-dimensional. Right? Same thing we have done in 2-dimensional. Right? Then to do this, OpenGL supports two type of functions. Right? One function is from GLU library, that is GLU function, GLU perspective. Whichever GLU perspective function is available, this belongs to this library. Right? That is how to use. That is wide GLU perspective, GL double FUI means angle between the bottom line and the top line. That is FUI means this is angle between these lines and these lines. Means top surface and bottom surface. For first term, the angle between the bottom surface and top surface, whatever angle you have set, that is the angle that will give you the height. That will give you the height, right? Then double aspect ratio. That is, aspect ratio is nothing but width into height. Aspect ratio is width into height. That aspect ratio width and height is covered by this far width and near width. Near clipping window, then far clipping plane, near clipping plane, aspect ratio. That will be taken from this. Then Z near, Z far, means from where you want to start capturing, at what distance you want to end the capturing, right? This is what, from which camera minimum position you want to start the capturing, at what camera, what distance, at maximum distance you want to stop. That is what Z near, Z far. These parameters you have to specify if you want to use GL perspective from GLU library, right? Again, one more is there from core library, that is the core GL function, GL frustum. One more function for same perspective, both are same, but this belongs to this library, this belongs to this library, right? That is GL frustum. Then how to use wide GL frustum, GL double left, X left, GL double X right, means same thing we have done in 2 dimensional GLU ortho 2D, X left, X right, Y bottom, Y top, Y bottom, Y top, right? There we have used again Z near, Z far also we have used in GL ortho, right? Same thing here, there is GL frustum, X left, X right, Y bottom, Y top, Z near, Z far, right? Again same thing, here we are setting X left, X right, Y bottom, Y top, Z near, Z far. Means this frustum we are setting the value for this frustum, right? That's why there are 2 functions are available, APIs are available in OpenGL. Any API you can use to set the perspective projection, right? One is from those 2, these are from different libraries, right? Then next directly we will go to program. Right? Here, as I told, again here we are drawing a cube, then we are seeing that cube from different positions, means we are moving our camera, nothing but one tree is there, then your tree is at a constant point, you are moving around the tree. When you start moving around the tree, every time you will see different images, definitely every time you will see the different images. Or elephant is there, then you are seeing elephant from front side, then you will go one side, then you will see in your camera only side of that elephant will be viewed, then again you will go back side, only back side of elephant will be viewed, like that you are rotating around the camera, right? Again you can go top, again you can come bottom, like this is all. That's why we are drawing a cube, then in that cube we are observing from different sides, right? From I will go right side of that cube, then I will observe that cube, then I may come left side of that cube, then I can observe that cube, right? I may go top, I may come bottom, front, back side. This movement of we are moving camera around the cube. We are moving camera around the cube. As and when you start moving camera around the cube, then definitely every time cube looks different, because as and when you go one side, then cube you will see differently. If you go other side, again cube may you can see differently. That is what we are doing here. That's why we are drawing the same cube, whatever cube we are drawing in third program, that is spinning a cube. Same concept. We used the vertices. There are 24 vertices here also. 24 vertices because cube has 24 points for vertex. 24 points for vertex. Such 8 vertices are there. Then every vertex we are coloring with a different color. Right? This is the color array. This is the vertex array. Then indices. Then we have drawn that cube by indices, means by face wise. That is first phase, second phase, like that. Every phase, every polygon has four points, right? In last, I hope in last experiment, means third experiment, we have seen this one. This is cube indices, right? There are total 6 faces. Cube has total 6 faces. Those are all 6 phase vertices. Means first one, this is 0, 3, 2, 1 is first phase, front phase, then next phase, then next phase, such 6 phases. That's why these are the indices for those cubes. This is GLU byte, unsigned byte we have declared, right? Then static global viewer. Here again viewer in the sense viewer can see that object from x axis, means he can go inside x-axis. On x-axis he can stand and he can see that cube, right? Again positive x-axis, negative x-axis, right? Then again that camera he can take to y-axis. Then y-axis means he can go to top. From top side he can see that object, right? Again he can go bottom, that is a negative y, right? Means in y he can go top. If he goes the top, that is a positive y. If comes the bottom below, then it is a negative y, right? Means that is y. Then this is z. This is z. Initially we have positioned our camera at positive z distance. Means it is not at exactly origin. It is from origin. It is plus 5 units from the origin towards positive side. Towards positive side means always my cube is from my camera. My cube is from my camera. It is 5 units away by default. From my camera means default setting of my camera is at a z axis. At a z axis at a positive z, it is 5 units away from the origin. Then at origin I have to around the origin I have my cube, right? This is what initial setting. Then next directly we will go to main program. Then from main program we will come back to again those functions. As and when we will call those functions, right? Again void main, integer argc, integer argv. These are the parameter passing, argument passing, right? Glut init and argc and argv. We are initializing glut library here. We are initializing glut library. Then we will set the display mode. We will set the display mode, that is glut init display mode. Again, since this is 3D program, I want a double buffering. I want 2 buffers. That is a double buffer. Then glut RGB, glut depth. Again in last lab also we have explained, that is the third lab. Depth means I want to remove the hidden surfaces. To remove the hidden surfaces, we have to enable the depth buffer algorithm. Once you use the depth buffer algorithm, then it uses an exclusive buffer for storing the color intensities of the pixels. That buffer, exclusive buffer that I want to use, that's why glut depth, right? I will include this. Means this mode I am using my display. Then glut init window size. Then I have to create my window working area. That is working area means page. I have to select a page, right? 500. My window size is 500 means width is 500, height is 500 from origin, right? Then glut create spin a color cube. Same code we use. Means that's why we have not changed this name, spin a color cube. If you want, you can change perspective viewing, right? Then glut reshape function, my reshape. Again this is the glut reshape function. Means as and when I have told, means when you change the size of your window, then for example you have drawn with some your object is with respect to that window, it is good. But if you shrink, if you stretch, or if you shrink, or if you stretch that window, then as per that ratio, that object also has to, if you are stretching, then object also has to be stretched with the same ratio with your window. If you are shrinking, then with the same ratio your object also has to shrink. That is what my reshape. Again my reshape function in previous also written. Here also you have to write my reshape. Here my reshape function will change because here we are using GL first term. Again everything is same, viewport, WH, then maximum glut projection, glut load identity. Means as and when you start dragging here, start dragging this window, then definitely width and height will start changing. As and when width and height changes, then whatever object is there here, that also has to change. Right? This is what perspective projection. For example, I will show one example here. If you see this paint, if I use paint, for example, if I draw something, not this, if I draw something, then let me try. Right? If you here, what is happening? If you do this one, if you start changing the viewport, then object will not change. Means here, if you start changing this one, automatically what is happening? Whatever you have drawn, that is not visible. Actually, what has to happen? As and when you start changing with the same ratio, this object also has to get smaller and smaller. Then with that ratio, that object has to start making smaller size, right? If you start dragging, then with the same ratio that object has to be larger, right? This is what has to happen. In this case it is not happening. That is the meaning of this, right? For that we are doing this one, right? Then that is what. But here again in previous experiments, since those are parallel projection, that's why we are using GL ortho or GLE ortho 2D. Here we are using perspective projection. You are using perspective clip, that is GL first term. As you GL first term, then you know this is left, right, means my clipping at right is -2, means center is our center is at 0 0 at the center of our screen. Our OpenGL by default center is your center of your screen, that is a 0 0. Then the left side -2, then right side +2, right? Then then again bottom y that we have to adjust when w is less than h. Bottom y we have to adjust with aspect ratio, that is h by w. Then same thing, top y also I have to adjust. Top, this is bottom y -2, this is top y +2 into the aspect ratio. If this is the case, then z near z far, right? Then next else same thing, you have to adjust width. If width is less than height, you have to adjust the height. If height is less than width, you have to adjust the width. Right? This is what, again this is minus left x, right x, bottom y, top y, z near z far, right? Then GL model matrix. This is what reshape means. Nothing but reshape in the sense, as and when you start shrinking your window at the same ratio, your object, whatever object you are displayed in that window, it has to start shrinking. As and when you start dragging your window at the same ratio, your object also has to start showing bigger in size, right? This will normally happen in all the videos, right? That we have done here. Then upwards, then that is a reshape function. Then glut display function, display in this we are writing or display, right? Then as I told, GL enable, GL depth test, because I have to use the depth test algorithm. By default it is not enabled. If you want to, you have to enable this depth test. That's why whenever I want to use depth test algorithm, then only will enable. Most of the time only depth test algorithm we require in the 3D programs, right? Since this is 3D object, that's why I have enabled. Then glut keyboard function, here we are using a keyboard. In this program here we are using a keyboard. Why we are using a keyboard in the sense, means if you want to move towards positive x, then I use small x, or we will see in program what x we have used, right? Since we have used the keyboard, that's why keyboard function, callback function I have to call, means I have to initialize keyboard in event queue. I have to initialize keyboard in event queue. As and when I press any key, then event will be generated. Then at that time it monitors it, your OpenGL is monitoring event queues. If there is an event with respect to keyboard, then which event, what I have to take, that action will be taken after that, right? If there is no event, then this will not generate event at that time, no need to worry, right? Then as I told, glut client state, yesterday also we have done, we have to enable these arrays, because color array and vertex array we have used. In previously we have defined there is a color array, there is a vertex array, color array, these values are we have stored. If you want to use those arrays, means polygon tables, when we have discussed the polygons, I have told that you can store the geometric information of a polygon in different tables, right? That concept we are using here. GL enable client state, GL color array, enable this color array, GL enable client state vertex array, because we have stored color in color array, we have stored vertex in vertex array, that we have to enable. Then GL vertex pointer. Then whenever you are drawing, whenever you are using these arrays for drawing, then where we are drawing, there is a function in display function, there we are drawing. But when you are drawing, what format you have to use? Continuously use the 3 values from the vertex array, continuously use the 3 values vertex array, then all are of floating point, then offset, then after the first 3, then next continuous 3 will get with a 0 offset, next continuous 3 will get with a 0 offset, then these values you have to use from vertex array. Similarly, color pointer, again for drawing color, always use the 3 values from that array, then GL float, then how to get next color, how to get next 3 with the 0 offset. Again, where from which array you have to use color, means where are those, vertex are there in vertex array, colors are there in color array. then GL color, then black color you set. If you mix all color equally, then you will get white color, then glut main loop. Then this glut main loop will call, it will keep this all these functions in infinite loop, right? Then here glut white display function, as I told, white display function, GL clear color buffer bits, you have to clear first all the buffers, whatever buffer you are using, all the buffers should be cleared. If you clear all the buffer, then whatever previous color if somebody else, then that will be erased, then new color will be set for those buffers, right? Load identity, then it will clear. Then as I told, you have to set the look at means you have to set the camera position here. You have to set the camera position. What is the camera position? Viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2. Viewer 0, viewer 1, viewer 2 means X, Y, Z. Camera, where you are storing camera, as I told, camera is on XY plane. Camera is on XY plane with Z plus 5. This is viewer I have set here. Means on X we are at a distance 0, means at X we are at origin. On Y also we are at 0, but in Z we are some 5 units away from the origin. Some 5 units away from the origin, right? X is 0, Y is 0, but only we are from origin at a Y, Z distance, at 5 distance in Z direction. 5 distance at a Z direction we are away from the origin, right? That we have set here. That is what camera. Camera is X0, Y0, Z is 5. Camera. Then this is look at. Where you are looking? You are looking at origin. You are looking at origin of that cube. Where you are drawn on that cube, you are looking at exactly origin of that cube. Means 0, 0, 0. This is look at. This is camera position. These 3 parameters will tell where you are keeping your camera. Where I am keeping my camera? I am keeping our camera at X0, Y0, Z 5 units away from origin. Z 5 units away from origin. Then where you are looking? Means at I told you always you will set a center point. Whenever you are setting a camera, you will keep camera, then you will adjust the lens in a such a way that you will target one center point. Why you are targeting center point? Because from that center point, right side some portion you want to cover, left side some portion you want to cover, then bottom and top. That's why that you have to set. That is look at. This is called look at, where you are looking exactly center of that cube. Here we are looking exactly center. Center means center of screen. Why I am telling center of cube means because I have drawn that cube around the center. Why I am using the word we are looking at center of cube means actually we are looking at the center of our screen, means center of the OpenGL origin, right? Then why I am telling the center of cube means I have drawn cube in such a way that the cube is around the center. Cube is around the center, right? Then this is lookup vector. This is called lookup vector. Means what is the orientation of your camera? Whether your camera you are tilted or whether camera you are kept normally, horizontally, that it will tell. That is look at. Means if Y is 1, then your lookup vector is along with Y. Means your camera is horizontal. Normal, you hold the camera normal, because whenever you are taking a picture, you may tilt your camera. If you are tilted camera in your film, that photo will come tilted. Again, that photo will not come normally, right? I think you have observed. That is what, how orientation camera. What is the orientation of camera? This is will specify. If Y is 1, then your lookup vector of your camera exactly aligned with Y axis. Exactly aligned with Y axis. If that is Y axis, then automatically your camera is horizontal, right? That is what look at, right? Then GL draw elements. In last experiment only we have discussed GL draw elements. Here actually I am drawing my cube. I am drawing my cube. To execute, to support this, we have enabled these things. To support, actually I am drawing my cube in that function, but to execute that function, these first we have to do. These are the initial steps for that command, right? That means this client state, then vertex pointer, color pointer, right? Then that's why every time I am using which object I am drawing? I am drawing cube, but how we are drawn a cube? By using quads. I have not drawn, there is no direct primitive cube, right? There are primitive quads, line strip, line loop. Among those I am using a quad, GL underscore quads. I am drawing every face as a quad. Then total, to draw entire cube I require 24 points. right? There are 24 points. If you count this one, there are 24 points, right? Then 24 points, GL unsigned byte, that's why we have declared indices. Again I want indices, GL unsigned bytes. These indices I will refer, right? Means I will start referring these indices, automatically it takes. To draw 0th vertex, it takes this. To draw this, again takes next 3. To draw this, next 3. Like this, it will start taking, then unsigned bytes, then cube indices, right? Then GL swap buffer. Then continuously start swapping the buffer, because you are using 2 buffers. One is working buffer, one is your Z buffer algorithm result, right? That is, you continuously have to start swapping the content of buffers, right? Then, as I told, keyboard. We have interfaced the keyboard. Then in the 5th module, I hope in the 5th module we have discussed input and interaction. That is a logical input devices. In that we have discussed the keyboard, right? Always keyboard returns 3 parameters. Always keyboard function returns 3 parameters. This is the hardware. That's why this I have to initialize callback function to whenever you want to use the keyboard. Then the keyboard callback function glut keyboard function. In last 3rd experiment, glut mouse function, because we are using the mouse, right? That's why glut mouse. Here glut display function, because we are using the display for our output. Like that I want to use keyboard as a hardware. That's why glut keyboard function. Then how to use that keyboard, you have to write in this function. How to use that keyboard, you have to write in this function. That function we have written here, that is keyboard. Then as I told you, always it returns 3 parameters. One is unsigned character key, means among n number of keys, which key you want to use, right? Then when you are using keyboard, always your cursor must be on your monitor. Then where was the cursor, that is X and Y. Where was the cursor? When you are pressing any key, your cursor must be on monitor, then only your key will work, right? That's why that is, it will return always keys, right? Then among m those number of keys, which key, right? Here we are using these keys. Here we are using these keys, means small key, small x, capital X, small y, small z, capital Z. Then how we are using, what they will do, I will explain. If key equal to small x, then viewer position I am taking in negative x direction, negative x side. If I press small x, then nothing but viewer is moving from that 0. Originally he is at a 0, because in here we are set 0 at x, in x axis he is at 0. If I start pressing x, then as and when you start pressing x, then you will start moving in, he will come, he is taking camera in negative x, means he is going and standing at negative x axis. He is going and standing at a negative x axis. If you see that cube from negative x axis, then that cube we may look differently. That's why viewer equal to viewer minus 1, because he is at originally is at 0. Then minus 1 means he is moving in x, negative x side. As and when you start pressing x, then you will start moving negative x side, right? Then if key equal to capital X, then you are moving your at positive x side, because you are at somewhere at center here. If you start negative, if you start small x, then camera is coming this side, means you are observing from this side. You are observing that cube from this side, because your camera comes towards negative, right? If you start pressing positive capital X, if you are at origin, then he will start coming this side, towards positive x, because positive x is towards this side, right? Then you are observing from this side. You are here, then cube is here, then you are looking that cube from this side, right? You are looking cube from this side. That is what here. Similarly, if key equal to small y, if you press small y, then viewer 1 minus 1 means y. This is y. With respect to this is y, right? Means you are going, origin is here, then you are coming this, means you are looking from bottom. That cube you are looking from bottom, because 0 is here, y is positive this side, then you are coming negative, means you are taking your camera toward this side. That is what, if you press small y. Then if key equal to capital Y, if you press capital Y, you are going top side, means you are positive y, you are going to this side. Then from this side you are viewing that, means from top side you are viewing that cube. Right? Then if you press Z, if you press small z, then you are coming negative z. You are coming at negative z. You are coming towards negative z. Right? Means you are coming out. You are going within that side. Means within the screen. within the screen, right? If you press positive Z, then you are coming towards positive Z. You are coming towards positive Z, right? It means Z is inside the screen. That side is negative. Outside the screen is positive. Means nothing but you are coming positive side. If you press positive Z, if you press negative Z, you are going negative side. Means back side of that cube. If you press small z, you press capital Z, you are coming front side of that cube, right? Then glut posterior display. Then whenever there is a change, then it has to call glut posterior display, right? Then reshape, already I explained. This is regarding the program, right? If you execute this, then if you start pressing, you will feel the output like this, right? You will feel the output like this. I will show output by executing this program, right? Now we will execute this program. Already I got output here. Cube I have displayed here. Cube we have displayed. Now we will see the perspective view of this. Means when you move the camera around the cube, then you have to see different. If you go right side, then you have to see the right face. If you come left side, you have to see the left face. If you go the bottom, you have to see the bottom face. If you go at top, then you will only see the top face. If you come at front, only you will see the front face. If you go back side, you will see the back side. Like that we are moving the camera. We are, as I have told, means we are using the keyboard. In keyboard we are using small x, capital X, small y, capital Y, small z, capital Z. As I told in our program, small x is for taking negative side. Means I am taking my camera at a negative side, negative x direction. Negative x direction means in this, as per my sitting, my left, that is this side, right? If I press small x, you are coming this side, then you are observing from this side only. You will see this side of this cube. You see. Now I am pressing small x. You see this face is coming towards you. Now this face you are observing, right? Again, if you start pressing continuously, then again means nothing but you are coming in negative x direction away from the object. In negative x, you are coming away from the object. That's why it is observed. When you come away from the object looks smaller in perspective. As I told, object looks smaller in size, right? This is how it is looking. Now again we will come back to original position. Now it comes to original now, right? This is at origin. Now if I press capital X, I am moving this side, right, positive x side. Then I am seeing from this side only this face, whatever face is there this side I have to see, right? If I move this side, right, I will press capital X. You see that face is coming and visible now, right? Again, if you start pressing continuously, if you start pressing capital X, means you are moving positive side away from origin. You are moving away from the origin at positive x direction, right? As and when you come away from the object in real life camera, what happens? Object looks smaller, right? In naked eye also what happens? When you go away from the object will start looking smaller. When you go near to the object looks very bigger. That is the concept. That's why if I press continuously capital X, it is going away. That's why object looks smaller. This is positive x, right? Means positive x direction. Now I will come back to original. Now small y means this side. Means I am looking my object from bottom side, bottom face. I am looking cube's bottom. Whatever bottom cube side face is there, that I am looking, that I will see. Now I will start pressing small y. Means your camera is here. When you come at the bottom of the object, then you have to see only bottom face, right? That is what you see. Object is rotated. Means this face, this is bottom face, you are observing. Again start pressing continuously, then you are moving in negative y direction away from the object. That's why object looks smaller, right? This is small y. Now again I will take at origin position, right? This is object is origin, right? Then now I will take camera at top side, then I will view from top side. If I am here, my camera is here, only this top face, whatever face is there at top side, only that has to be viewed by my camera. Now you see, now I will go to Y. Means I will start pressing capital Y. You see, I am pressing capital Y. You see, top face is coming, top face is visible, right? Again, when you start continuously pressing, you are moving away in this direction. As and you go away from the object looks smaller. This is what happens, right? Now again I will take back to origin position. Then we will see the Z. We will see the Z, right? Again same thing. If I start pressing small z, we are negative side. Means object comes towards you. Object is coming towards you, right? That's why object looks bigger. If I press, you see, object is looking bigger because you are exactly in front of the object, right? Object is coming towards you, right? When object comes near to your eye, then automatically object starts looks bigger size. Then again if you start seeing, then object will look blurred. That is what this, right? This is the Z, negative Z, right? Again I will go back to original position. If I press capital Z, I am going backside, this side of backside of this object, means that side I am going, from that side I am using, that's why it will rotate. Now the object will be rotated, you see it is going backside object we are seeing, right? Means our camera is that side, we are seeing this object. This is how this program executes, right? This is regarding the output of this program. Okay, thank you.